Hey guys, welcome back to Trading with Jen. Today, I want to go over on something that everyone just kind of has a hard time pinpointing for whatever reason. Obviously, because there's a lot of new traders, but I want to go ahead and kind of go over this and make it a lot more clear. Today's topic, we're going to go ahead and focus on support and resistance. How do we find them? What is the easiest way to find them? Alrighty, guys. So let's go ahead and see how do we spot support and resistances here, guys. Currently, we are on a 5 minute time frame, but let's just go ahead and go on a higher time frame. Okay, because we always want to do a thorough analysis, a top-down analysis, I should say, from higher time frames to smaller time frames. Okay, essentially a higher time frame would initiate what the overall trend is. Okay, but let's go ahead and take a quick look. How do we know where there's support and resistance? Okay, again, if you guys were looked or have gone through my market structure videos, resistance will always be on top, support's always going to be in the bottom, guys. Okay, so I did say that if you want to remember how do you spot resistance, think of resistance obviously starting with an R, and R, it's like the roof. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and pick this tool right here. It's gonna be the horizontal raise. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and apply it, and I'm gonna go ahead and just put it in a place where I see multiple taps on the top. Okay, when I say multiple taps, basically candles that are just kind of lingering within that same price point. And I do see it right here. As you guys can see here, there's taps right here, and taps right here with these particular candles. So more so, I'm just gonna go ahead and put it right over here because this right here has multiple taps, guys. So this right here is going to be considered our resistance. Okay, let's go ahead and look at support. Where do we see multiple taps or multiple candles just kind of touching that same particular price point? I see right here. So this is like an area of support. Okay. I would say at least two taps. The more the better, obviously, right? It becomes the more taps that's in that same price point, the stronger it actually becomes. It doesn't matter if it's in the resistance or in the support, as long as it's touching multiple times around that particular price point, it is a validated resistance on the top and support on the bottom. 1 hour time frame. How do we spot or how do we just go down into different time frames and be able to spot those same things? Again, we want to be able to identify spots where there's multiple taps. Okay, so based on the 1 hour time frame, where can we see price or quote unquote candles touching multiple times? Some right here, right here. There's also an area right here or right here. This one actually has three. One, two, three, actually four. So essentially, this would be considered a very strong resistance, guys. Okay. What about support? Where do we see multiple touches in support? Let's go ahead and take a look. We do see multiple taps right around this area. Okay, and because current market price is right here, okay, technically we would be drawing support right down here because we see price just kind of like playing around this area, but not to say that this is not valid because this is a very valid price point around here. Look at this. Tap, tap, candle tap, tap around here, tap around here. So I'm just going to go and draw a line right here. So that right there would be a support, one of the support. And I know we still have other ones right over here. Essentially, you can mark them if you like. Okay, so this is a price point where it happens to be an area of interest, guys. Again, this is going to be around a support zone. So that right there would be essentially be my second support, meaning that if price starts trending back down, this is an area where I would you know, initiate a take profit into a, excuse me, selling position. And there's multiple of them, guys. Okay, we're not going to go too deep into it. I want to keep it as simple as possible. When it comes to resistance, I know we have one right over here, but there's also a valid one right up here. Okay, how does that make it valid? Again, it has multiple taps into it, one and two, meaning that if the candles start trending up and if it breaks this resistance, well, my next take profit would essentially be around 4,834. Okay, so now let's go ahead and drop down to the 15-minute time frame. Like, how do we identify it on the 15 minutes? Again, it is very similar on how you would identify the 4 hour, the 1 hour, coming down to the 15 minutes. All you guys are doing are just looking for multiple taps. Okay, if it makes it a lot better, by the way, guys, let me just go back to the 4 hour time frame. Okay, so 4 hour time frame, it's way up here and way down here. So this is something that takes time until it hits those particular places. Okay, so here I'm just gonna annotate this is the 4 hour resistance. And you guys can do this as well so that way you guys don't ever get this confused. Okay, essentially there's also more taps right here that I see. Okay, but I'm just gonna leave that there for example purposes. Guys, let's see here. All right, so again, we are just annotating these things, support and resistances, so we don't get any of these lines confused. Okay, and then we're gonna do the 1 hour because I did mark the 1 hour. I did mark multiple ones in the 1 hour. I'm just gonna put 1 hour. I know it's support because it's green, and I know when it's resistance because it's red. 1 hour. And then right here as well was the 1 hour. Okay, you guys following so far? Okay, so now let's go down to the 15 minutes. Again, we do the same exact thing when it comes to the 15 minutes, guys. Looking for the highs and looking for the lows where a price or candles has touched multiple times. And I automatically see it already. Tap, tap, tap right here. Essentially along this price line right over here. So that right there currently would, okay, essentially this would be the support zone if price was trending around this area right here. But because price is down here right now, okay, we're going to make this act like a, sorry, resistance because it's above it. So remember, how can we tell if it's support and resistance? If the price, okay, at whatever point price is at that moment, anything above that price point is technically a resistance, and anything below the price point is essentially support. It's actually lingering around this area. I'm not adding on a 15-minute support because it's still the same area where it has multiple touches. So I don't need to draw another support at this moment. We have a huge gap here, but I'm gonna leave that for a whole another video for you guys so that way you guys can read this a little bit better. But other than that, guys, that is exactly how you mark support and resistances. Guys, that is support and resistance in a nutshell. The easiest way, there's obviously different ways that you can spot these things. They're also going to be called different names along the way. I'll go ahead and just kind of elaborate that on other videos. But other than that, guys, if you guys like this video, don't forget to click like and subscribe for my weekly videos drops. Thank you.